We will go ahead and get started with that warm up. All right, so let's go big arm circles going back. Last Saturday of 2021. And let's switch directions. Big circles going forward. All right, let's go legs wide. We'll just shift side to side. Hi, Shika. Couple more. All right, let's stand up. Just bring your heels towards your bottom. Warm up those hamstrings a little bit. If you want more, you can kind of run this instead, kicking those legs up. Let's go up to the front now. So same thing, you can step it here or you can run it, get those knees up. So today we are going to run through 5 exercises. You're going to do 10 repetitions of each, okay? I'll walk you through, but you're going to mostly go at your own pace. Most of us should kind of stay together. Your 5 exercises are going to be tricep dips, and I'll remind you of these. Tricep dips, single leg deadlifts, push-ups, an overhead raise, and then jump squats. So we'll walk through the first round together. Then as you kind of get used to them, feel free to kind of branch off, go at your own pace. We're going to go for about 15 minutes or so. So we'll see how many rounds we can get through. So you might need a chair nearby, or you can use the floor. So for our tricep dips, I'm going to use a chair. You're going to go here, lower yourself down, and push back up, okay? If you want to do this on the floor, you'll go into this position here. Even just pushing up still activates those triceps. If you want a little bit more, you'll hold it in that up position and lower yourself down, bending your elbows, okay? So use a chair, a desk, something sturdy, or go down to the ground, okay? So 10 tricep dips to start it out. Whenever you're ready, we'll go right into those dips. If tricep dips are too much for you, or you just are like, okay, screw these guys, these are too much, you can do triceps with your band or your dumbbell as well. Good. Couple more. There we go, good. If you don't feel like counting, you can also just go with my pace, okay? So, we're gonna stand up, we're going single leg deadlifts. You can use something to hold on to if you'd like. It's where your chair, the wall comes in. We're gonna hinge, reach down towards your toes, okay? We're gonna do 5 on each leg. You can either alternate or stay on the same leg, okay? Whenever you're ready, give me 5 of those single leg deadlifts here. Keeping the core tight, belly button pulled in. I know 5 on each side doesn't feel like very much, but we're gonna have time to get through several rounds, okay? So 5 single leg deadlifts on each side. I want you to challenge your balance, but I'm also okay if you hold on to something, just so you can get good form here. After that, you're gonna go down for some push-ups. Feel free to use the wall, the floor, knees, toes, whatever kind of push-ups you want. Give me 10 push-ups whenever you're ready. Good. After your push-ups, we are going for our overhead raise. So, I'm going to stay kneeling for mine. You can also do this in standing. With one dumbbell, you're going to raise it up overhead and back down, okay? So whenever you're ready, give me that overhead raise. If you've had shoulder issues, okay, instead of going all the way up overhead, I would kind of err on the side of caution and keep it here instead. Just that half range, okay? Or if this just doesn't feel good to go overhead. Good. 10 right here. If you're kneeling, make sure you're keeping that core tight. and standing. Try not to swing your body too much. Give me 10 of those, and then you will come on up. You can either go jump squats here, okay, or you can do sit downs. So, sitting down in a chair, standing back up, okay? Either one, jump squats or sit downs whenever you're ready. Give me 10. If you want to add a weight to your sit down, feel free. With that sit down, you're trying to barely tap your bottom and stand all the way up. These are your 5 exercises. We're just going to keep rolling through them. After your squats, you've got triceps. Jumping back into those dips as soon as you're done with your squats, okay? Right back into your tricep dips for 10. Like I said, you can run through them at your pace. Worst case, if you're really confused and don't remember what exercise is next, you can just stay with me. After your triceps, you've got your single leg deadlifts. 5 on each leg. Good. I want you moving quickly enough that you're starting to get that heart rate up a little bit. Mine's getting up a little bit, but I'm running my mouth a little bit more, so. 5 on each side, core tight, extending, using the glutes here. After your deadlifts, we've got some push-ups. After your deadlifts, move to the floor or the wall or a bench and give me some push-ups right here. 10 of everything. Good. After your push-ups, you've got those overhead raises. I'm going there from a kneeling position. Good. Belly button towards your spine. Raising that weight overhead. Good. Perfect. Looking good, guys. I lost count. I think I got one more. After your raises, you are going to your jump squats or your sit downs, okay? If you're sitting down, just tapping that bottom down whenever you're ready. Give me 10. 2 rounds down. We got about 9 more minutes to go. Should have time for 2 to 3 more rounds. As we get tired, our pace starts to slow a little bit. Okay, but do your best to keep up that intensity, keep up the pace we've been working at. All right, after your sit downs, you're going back to your tricep dips. Grab water whenever you need it. This is your workout. Pace yourself how you'd like. Tricep dips. Keeping those elbows tucked in tight. Same thing with these dips. If you've had any kind of shoulder issues, you can still do them, but just be mindful. Okay, and if anything does not feel good, stop, okay? Well, you know, outside of regular exercise, not feeling good. Straight, or single leg deadlifts, I'm sorry, after your dips. 5 on each side. Good, looking good, guys. Keeping up that pace. Good. After your deadlifts, you've got push-ups. Good, keep it going. After your push-ups, you've got those raises, kneeling or standing. I'm going to do that modified option here, just going halfway up, okay? Good. Make sure you're breathing, keeping the belly button towards the spine. Making this a shoulder exercise. You get a little bit of back in there too. But make sure we're not swinging our whole body up. After your raises, you're going to those sit downs or your jump squats, okay? Give me 10. Good. If you're jumping, you've got nice soft feet here, okay? Make sure you're not slamming those feet down to the floor. All right, that's the end of round 3 for me. Move into round 4. We're going for some dips. I'm going to show you your dips on the floor, okay, for this round. So, same position, knees bent, feet forward, fingertips towards your bottom, okay, or you can do fingertips out to the side, okay. You can either just lift your bottom up and down, pressing through those arms, or you can stay elevated and just lower your bottom towards the mat every time, okay. After your triceps, you've got your single leg deadlifts, 5 each side. With or without a weight here. Focus on both hips pointing towards the floor. We'll try to, open up to the side here. Just kind of cheats ourselves out of some of the work involved. 5 on each side. Like I said, I'm fine if you want to hold on to something for support. I don't want you to spend the whole time, wobbling around. After your single leg deadlifts, you've got push-ups. Wall or floor, knees, toes. You've probably all got about one more round after this. So start thinking, okay, is what I'm doing right now easy? Is what I'm doing right now too challenging? Okay? And on that last round, find ways to progress it, okay? So I'll kind of talk you through some options as I get to round 4. But do what works for you and your body. After your push-ups, you've got raises. I'm going back down to that kneeling position here. You can go all the way up overhead, or that modified, only going halfway up. On a few of our exercises for that final round, you can increase your repetitions. Okay, that's another way to make it more challenging. Of course. All right, after your raises, you've got sit downs or jump squats. Oops. Good, make sure you're sitting back, tapping that bottom down. Knees aren't pushing too far forward. For those tricep dips as we move into our final round. If you're using a chair for those dips, you can extend your legs out straight instead of having them bent like I've had them for our dips, okay? And extend them out straight. All right, final round here. Triceps, like I said, think about how each exercise feels. If it already feels challenging, do what you're doing, okay? But if you feel like at the end of 10 repetitions on this last round, you can do a little bit more, that means you need to progress it. I feel like I'm working working hard today, but we all have, today's one of my days where I'm not feeling at my 100%. Single leg deadlift. Oh no, we've got triceps. What did I leave out? Yeah, that's right. Tricep single leg deadlift. With that single leg deadlift, you can progress this a little bit if you want by bringing that knee up in front of you. Okay, our single leg deadlifts target the back side of our body, our hamstrings, our glutes, our lower back. Adding in that knee lift works in, one, a little bit more balance, two, the front part of our legs here. So our hip flexors and our quads. You can obviously also take your hand away from whatever you're holding on to. Challenge that balance more. Especially when you guys are working out at home, it's good to know ways you can progress things in case I can't always see you. After your single leg deadlifts, we're going for push-ups. Okay, push-ups are challenging for me. This is our 5th set here, so I'm feeling the burn. So if you want more, you can put your feet up on a chair or something stable and do a decline push-up. Okay, that's an option to increase. If you're on your knees, you can obviously bump up to your toes. Okay, do what works for you. Because at the end of this last set, it should not feel like, all right, I could probably do 20 more. So find a way to challenge yourself. If you're on a wall, you can always lift up one leg. After your push-ups, we've got our raises. You guys have probably heard me say this a million times. Shoulders. I like to err on the side of caution, so I never really think you should progress your shoulders too much. Okay, you can obviously change your weight if it feels easy, but most of us are really overcompensating a lot when we do shoulder exercises. So to me, there's not a lot of push, to progress them too much. So it's more about getting the motion in and keeping those muscles strong in the range that we can, but not trying to load ourselves down with a 50-pound dumbbell overhead. It's not going to do most of us very much good. After your shoulder raises, we can come on up for your jump squats or your sit downs, okay? If you're doing jump squats, I want you to knock out 20 here instead of 10. If you're doing sit downs, you can add a weight to this if you want, or you can add a jump at the top, okay? So progress whatever option you have. You can also add a calf raise at the top of that sit down as well. There's a few different ways to progress this last one. Good. There we go. Good job, guys. Everybody grab some water once you're done. And we're going to knock out a little bit of cardio. We've got 4 exercises, 30 seconds each. We're going to go for 3 rounds here. Okay, burpees, mountain climbers, squat pulses, and what's our last one? Oh, lunges, okay? So keep up that intensity. We're gonna knock them out back to back to back. I'm obviously gonna time you, but just keep up that pace, okay? So we're gonna start with some burpees. Use a chair or something elevated if you'd like, or progress it, go down to the floor, add in that push-up, okay? 2, 1, goes out, in, hands up. Like I said, use a chair if you want a little bit. You want to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. You can also step it, step, step, in, calf raise at the top instead of that jump. We're still challenging our core, our shoulders, our legs. 2, 1, we're gonna go right into our mountain climbers. Hands down, add in those knees. Find that plank first, then add in those knees. You can step up like I am, or you can run them here. Good, 15 seconds. Good, a few more. 2, 1, relax. All right, legs wide, toes out. This is not necessarily a cardio exercise. We should be feeling it by now. We're gonna squat down, pulse, and go. Add a weight here if you want. Make sure we're not going forward and back with the knees. It's coming from your hips here. If that pulse is too much, you can hold, or you can go up and down with it, okay? So do what works for you. I know pulses don't always suit everyone's fancy sometimes. Couple more. 2, 1. We're going to go lunge, open, and back, okay? Lunge, hook that hand, open up, and back. So this is an exercise we do sometimes in our warm-up. This is a little bit of mobility worked in to our strengthening. Okay, so you're stepping forward, hooking the opposite hand on the outside of that leg, reaching that other hand up towards the ceiling. We're strengthening those legs. We're working our balance, working our core, but also getting a little mobility in here, which is important. 2, 1, we're going back to our burpees right here. 2, 1, and go. Right back in. We're not taking any breaks, but if you need one, listen to your body and take it. Good, keep working. 15 seconds. Mountain climbers right after this. 2, 1. Plank position, adding those knees. And go. Shoulders right over the wrist. Good. 15 seconds. Like I said, you can run these as much as you want, or you can step them. 2, 1. Legs wide, toes out, sumo, pulses. 2, 1, and go. Breathe here. Belly button pulled in tight towards your spine, okay? 15 seconds. Good, good, good. A few more. 2, 1, relax. Lunge, open up, and go. Step forward, hook that hand, open up towards the ceiling, and switch sides. Good. And be intentional with that open up, okay? Don't just kind of throw that arm up in the air. Keep that arm strong. You should be opening up the chest here. 2, 1, relax. One more round, back to our burpees. One last time. 2, 1, and go. Out, in, hands up. You can also add that calf raise at the top instead of jumping, if you'd like. Goal is always to keep moving, so if you need to adjust what you're doing, I'd much rather you do that than stop, okay? Especially as our heart rate is elevated. Try not to just stop completely, even if your movement is just stepping side to side. 2, 1, mountain climbers, find that plank position, add in those knees in 2, 1, go. Knees are coming in towards your nose. Keep that plank here. Okay, that's the most important part of a mountain climber. If you find yourself kind of back here in this position, you're not getting too much core work, you're just putting your shoulder in kind of a weird position, okay? With the shoulders right over the wrist, we're strengthening those rotator cuff muscles, those muscles that stabilize our shoulder. 2, 1, sumo squat, pulse, and 2, 1, and go. Core tight. Same thing, that's our theme today, is being intentional with what we're doing. Okay, so thinking about using these inner thighs. And breathing, core tight as always. Good. Perfect, look good guys, 10 more seconds. Breathe, 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 almost there. 2, 1, relax. All right, lunges one more time. And go, big step forward, hook that hand, open up. I say lunge, I'm not really bending that back knee very much. If you want more of a lunge, feel free, okay? That'll obviously make it more challenging on your legs. Also challenge your balance a little bit more, but I really care about that mobility aspect here. Especially since we've done a bunch of push-ups. It's good to open ourselves back up a little bit. 2, 1, relax. Good job, guys. All right. Everybody take a second. Grab some water. Heart rate hopefully is up a little bit, so bring your heart rate down because we are going to move down to the floor. I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds. But if you need longer, then take it. And you can just meet us down there whenever you're ready. We've got 3 exercises that we're going to go for 45 seconds. We're going to go 3 rounds this time, okay? Same thing as last 3 rounds here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move down to the floor. Like I said, meet me down there whenever you're ready. There's no rush. All right, our first exercise, we're going to start with some bicycles. So hands behind your head. We're going to go elbow to opposite knee. You can either extend that other leg out straight, or you can start with both feet on the ground and lift one at a time, okay? 2, 1, and go. So here is your modification, lifting one knee at a time, bringing that opposite elbow towards that knee. We're going 30 seconds, or you can go all the way up, extending that other leg out straight. The closer that straight leg is to the floor down here, the more challenging it's going to be. But I don't want you to arch that lower back up, okay? So just be mindful that you're keeping the belly button towards the spine. So if that means staying here, that's fine. 2, 1, relax. Okay. Now, if you have a weight, we're going to hold it up, okay? Both legs are going up in the air. We're going to drop one leg down at a time, okay? 2, 1, and go. So this is your first option. If straight legs is too much, you're going to go bent knees, okay? Tapping one foot down at a time. Option 3, both feet on the ground, lifting one knee at a time, okay? So do what works for you. The most important thing about all 3 of those options is, again, not lifting that lower back up off the floor. So even me, I'm fine. When I get to here, I start to kind of lift. So unless I can correct that, I don't need to go all the way down to the ground, okay? Just find your range. 2, 1, relax. All right, crunches. Hands behind your head. You can do whatever you want to with those legs. We are just going to crunch. We're ready in 2, 1, and go. Lifting from that rib cage, making sure we're not kind of curling our spine. We're just thinking of lifting this part of our body closer to the ceiling. Good. Keep breathing. almost there. 2, 1. Relax. All right, we're doing it again. We're going back to our bicycles. Hands behind our head, elbow to opposite knee. Give yourself a short break. All right, we're ready. In 2, 1, and go. Elbow to opposite knee. Breathing. Good. Same thing, your goal is just to move. So do what works for you and your body, okay? Do what is challenging for you. But don't feel like you have to go crazy or do something that hurts. Couple more. 2, 1. Relax. All right, so we're going back to those leg drops, okay? So weight up. You can also do this without the weight, of course. You don't have to use the weight if you don't want to. Legs up, we're gonna drop 1 down at a time. And 2, 1, and go. So just find where that point is. Breathe. And think about dropping, bringing it back up, holding for a second. Do the other time. So I don't want you to kind of kick it. I want you to go 1 leg at a time, slow and controlled. Stabilizing through that core. Those muscles are meant to stabilize your body, to resist against changes in direction, okay? So just think about them just staying nice and stable. 2, 1, relax. Crunches. Wrapping up round 2, take about 10 more seconds. If you want to add a weight here, you can. Okay, we're ready in 2, 1, and go. Think about your breathing. You always should, but especially now. Breathing out as you crunch up. Good. 15 seconds. Keep going. Slow, controlled, mindful here. 2, 1, and relax. All right, guys, 1 final round. I'm gonna move my knees side to side, stretch out my lower back. If you need to do the same, go for it. Got a couple more seconds. We're gonna go into our bicycles 1 more time. And 2, 1, and go. Elbow to opposite knee. Make these yours. You can push those legs out if you want. We've got 30 seconds. If you want to speed it up, go for it. If you want to challenge yourself by going slower, go for it. Okay, this is the last 20 seconds right here. So push through. Good, 10 more seconds. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 2, 1, relax. All right, leg drops. Weight up, dropping 1 leg at a time. Belly button pulled in, 2, 1, and go. Take your time, pause at the top before you drop that other leg. Good, and that leg does not have to hit the floor, so don't feel like I have to, kick the ground every time. Just go within your range. Good, 15 seconds, keep it going. Nice job, y'all. A few more. 2, 1. Relax. All right. Crunches one more time. My little tummy is burning. All right, you can do knees bent, feet on the floor, feet up in the air, whatever you want to do. 2, 1, and go. Home stretch right here. 30 more seconds, and we will move into our stretches. And we will be on our way. 15 seconds. You know, it's kind of a dreary Saturday morning. Couple more. 2, 1. Relax. All right. We are going to bend our knees. We're just going to drop both knees over to one side, just so you feel that stretch in your lower back. Hold for just a couple seconds, and then we'll slowly drop our knees over to the other side, okay, depending on how tight you are in your lower back and outer thigh areas will determine how close to the ground you can get. I'm a good 3 or 4 inches off the floor. You can switch sides back over to the other side. And switch. And switch. We'll go one more time on each side. And switch. All right, let's lie on your back. We're going to cross one ankle over the other knee. You can either do that figure 4 stretch, bringing that knee in towards your chest, or you can push this top knee down. Okay, feel a stretch in the glutes, in the back of the leg. And we can slowly switch sides, cross that other ankle over the other knee. All right, we're going to slowly come up to a seated position. We're just going to bring one arm across your chest and sit however you're comfortable. And we can switch sides. And slowly walk both hands out in front of you as far as you can. And slowly bring it on up. Good job, guys. You are done. Good job, good job. Our last Saturday. Well, I guess that's not true. I guess, yeah, it is true. Our last Saturday of 2021. So, no class next